This fantasy football waiver wire and Thursday night football preview edition of the Stephie Smalls Show on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Pay just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with code SMALLS. Get access to all of our free picks and podcasts in one convenient place, the SGPN app. Download it for free in your app store. Just type in SGPN. Let's yap.
Stephie touch balls, betting it all on the power bottom false top drop the football. Like hopes they've been teasing, they're missing the fall season. ACL twisted, bank account freezing, but Smalls cut the shots like some more reading. Leaderboard rising while the slot machine's ringing. She's slinging blaze stats like Nostradamus. $100 bills raining down upon her.
We know I'm going to be fashionably late. How's it going? Welcome to the Stephie Smalls Show. I am Stephie Smalls. Fantasy football playoffs are underway. We got to talk Thursday night football. I have a big match up here. Cody from the NASCAR Gambling Podcast is going to join me, break down some fantasy football here. Why don't we bring Cody in?
Hello.
How's it going? How are you?
I'm great. Good to see you.
It's good to see you too. How's the NFL season treating you so far?
As you know, I'm a Patriots fan, and we talked before the season. I was pretty hyped, but I did not think we were going to be here, and I love every second of it.
Yes, we were. Listen, and that was one of the episodes. I mean, those episodes did numbers on the pod and on YouTube. I think a lot of people have been trying to deny that the Patriots have something going on here. Obviously.
I think so.
And I won't lie to you. I did say I saw a lot of complaining from Patriots fans on Twitter. Listen, I don't feel bad for you guys. So we don't feel bad for you, to be clear. I don't want to hear complaining from Patriots fans, but you have to be excited about what this looks like right now.
No, I'm over the moon. And this loss to the Bills this past weekend doesn't bother me one bit. I think that you can find a lot of good in it because we come out and we put up 21 on what is a very good team. The Buffalo Bills are a very good team. We came out and we jumped up early. We showed that we can play with the big dogs. We obviously beat them already in Buffalo. You don't want to beat a division rival twice in a year and then see them again in the playoffs because that's not going to end well anyways. So if we were to run into them later, I think it's better to have a loss to them. They'd won 10 games in a row. I think dropping a game at this point in time for a young team is fine. And it was against a great team. They battled hard. They played good. Yeah. A lot of bright spots, a lot of good things to take away. Yeah, you can poke holes in their schedule, fine, but you got to play who's in front of you. And some teams, like the Kansas City Chiefs, couldn't do that. So, you play who's in front of you, you get it done. They've been taking care of business. And, man, Drake Maye, he is him. And
he's awesome.
I think I had mentioned when I was on here that he's got some Josh Allen upside. And clearly we've seen that this season. And he's played a lot like it. So, I love what I'm seeing in New England.
I love TreVeyon Henderson more than anything. I'm so excited that we finally got to see that, and Vrabel gave us the opportunity at last.
Yes, and just in time for fantasy playoffs too, hitting these big runs and big plays and scoring his touchdowns. Yeah, it kind of worked out real nice with the Stevenson injury where they were kind of forced to put him in, and then it's like, okay, now you've seen what he can do. We got to keep using that going forward.
Longest rush cashing this past weekend, 2 touchdowns. So he's been very profitable. What do you think for the Patriots? Like, what would be your biggest concern during the playoffs? Like, is there something that you're like, all right, that might be what kicks us in the ass?
Yeah, I mean, I think defense definitely is the question, right? The secondary is a little bit weaker. Offensive line, I'm still concerned about. I mean, we've been playing pretty good, even with the left tackle missing the rookie, of course. They can be a concern, but Drake Maye's ability to move around and get out of trouble, and the way that he doesn't get panicked, you see, especially with a lot of young quarterbacks, once they get the pressure, it's like, oh my God, run backwards and fling the ball up. Maye's very good about being careful with the ball and being smart, which you love to see, especially at the young, only in a second season. So, I think, secondary, probably one of the bigger concerns, along with the offensive line a little bit.
Sure. Let's talk some fantasy football. It is the playoffs right now. Congratulations to everyone that got in. If you had a bye week, great. Now you're back in the party. Is there someone that you would recommend the people add this week?
Yeah, so I was trying to kind of look through, who's available and whatnot. boy, it's tough because fantasy football this year has been crazy. We've obviously seen some unique, crazy stuff here down the stretch. But again, it kind of all depends on your league and who's available. Going to the quarterback market, Trevor Lawrence seems to still be out there in a lot of leagues.
Yeah.
And if you've not already picked him up, obviously he's not going to throw for 5 touchdowns and run for another one like he did last week. But he's been hitting every single week. I actually picked him up in a couple of leagues, played him last week, and that obviously paid off big time. So if he's a guy that's out there, yeah, he's going up against Indianapolis this week, but he played fine against them a couple of weeks ago. They've been giving up some points. So, yeah, he's a guy in the quarterback market that especially, I saw somebody had mentioned before, Patrick Mahomes in the chat, Patrick Mahomes going down. There's been some other stuff at quarterback that's not been great. Trevor Lawrence definitely a guy I got my eyes on when it comes to quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the tight end position is weird every single year. It's something that we know if you play fantasy football. It's very inconsistent, very volatile. You're going to hear a lot about Colby Parkinson this week.
Yes.
I think it's still worth picking up Colby Parkinson, 10% of leagues right now. Davante is missing. McVay loves tight end usage. He's had 12+ points in 4 of his last 6 touchdowns in his last 6 games. And Seattle has not been good against the tight end. We'll talk about that a little bit more when we get into the preview. But, they're giving up an average of 9.1 fantasy points. And guess what? We'll take it. Like, as far as tight ends go, it's much better than getting a goose egg or some lousy points. If you can get up to like 9 points out of this guy, take it.
Yeah. He's probably the number 1 pickup on the waiver wires this week.
Sure.
I love him, especially like you said, tight end is tough. It's been a tough spot all year.
Yeah.
Love him. I'm actually, when we get to Thursday night preview, one of my props is centered around him because it's a revenge game. He used to play for Seattle. It's going to be big for him.
Yeah.
Davante being out is going to be huge. He's played a big part since Higbee left, has been out since injury. So, I think that he's definitely a great option to pick up.
Yeah.
And Darren Waller too.
That's so funny. That's exactly what I was just about to say. You took the words out of my mouth. I think there's probably like with him a little bit more volatility, but like at the same time, they're playing Cincy this week, and they have been historically horrendous against the tight end position. Maybe some of the worst play we've seen against tight ends.
The Ravens last week let me down because neither tight end did anything. But outside of that, since he's been horrible, and Waller's been obviously the go-to guy for Tua. We saw it that was last night, right? I mean, just peppering him with targets when they got in situations where they had to throw. They're going to use him a ton. And then yes, chat corrected me. It is Broncos this week for Trevor Lawrence. Indy next week. I was looking ahead to the championship week, but I'm not worried about either matchup. The Broncos are a tough one too, but he's been getting it done against tough defenses. So I'm still playing.
Yeah. And I think too with Darren Waller, going back to that, like he's had 6 touchdowns on the season, regardless of missing a bunch of time too. Like he's getting the looks there. I don't know. They're being all weird about Tua, whatever he said today about no one's safe or whatever McDaniel said there. But,
you know what makes him safe is Tua's like a $95 million dead cap next year.
Yeah.
He ain't going anywhere. People.
Also, Tua's never safe on the field with his concussion history. So it doesn't fucking matter. Like he's never safe on the field. There were so many hits yesterday. Actually, I'll get my little rant out. There were so many hits yesterday that they would have dragged Jackson Dart off the field by his chain and thrown him into the blue tent. I was getting so angry watching that game. I'm like, so the guy that has had we've all seen what Tua has done on the field after all these concussions. They don't care anymore. They're like, your brain is mashed potatoes. We don't give a shit anymore. So if you don't need to get looked at, you're cleared.
Yeah. That's it's pretty crazy.
It's so ridiculous. Who else are you looking at this week? I have one more. I think most people do a lot of preparation prior to the playoffs starting. So I have one more that I like. Is there anyone else you're looking at?
Yeah, I think Michael Carter's a pretty good pickup.
Yeah.
They just put Bam Knight on the IR today, so he's done.
Sure.
You've got DeMarcado also, but Carter, don't forget, was looking pretty good initially when Connor and Benson went out. It looked like, he's going to get all the carries, goes out, has a great week against Tennessee, and then he got hurt after that. He's kind of been working back in since he came back from injury, but they turned to him last week. I mean, he got 14 carries, 56 yards, and they're playing, especially at this point in time, you've got to be looking ahead at the next 2 games, right? So Atlanta this week, they've been trash all year. In Cincinnati next week, who's not a good defense at all. I think that Carter is going to be the guy of the 2. So I think he could be a really, again, depending on your league and how desperate you're getting, he could be a great guy you pick up, plug in, and might be able to deliver you a solid day in advance in the playoffs.
Yeah, it really depends on how deep your league is too. Because, I think Devin Neal got hurt. I mean, like Audric estimate if you're really in like these deep leagues.
It's another guy.
Is maybe
even Kamara. Kamara's been dropped in a lot of leagues. Potential he comes back. If he does, with Neal being gone, he might get more of the work. And the Saints offense has been looking better with Tyler Shuck. So either of those guys, I think, are potentially great pickup options.
Yeah, absolutely. The last one for me here is a wide receiver. Well, I have 2. I'll stick this in quickly as far as quarterback goes. JJ McCarthy versus the Giants. I'm a little hesitant because I think this point spread's a little fishy. I don't like the way it looks. I'm questionable about what this game looks like. But that's a conversation we'll have tomorrow on the pick show. If you need a quarterback, though, he's strung together 2 25-plus point performances here. So
I don't know that
I'm going to be honest. I don't like it. I have a weird feeling. Call it. And it's not just a fandom thing. I just don't. That's a lot to rely on 3 weeks in a row here.
Yeah, I don't know that I would put my fantasy hopes on the back of 9 going forward, but
sounds horrible.
If you want to, best of luck.
Yeah, good luck to you. But they are playing the Giants. You never know what's going to happen. But
True.
Yeah, I will leave it at that. We won't drag 9 any more than I have done on this show for quite a bit here. But Jayden Reed is who I was going to bring up as far as a wide receiver goes. Watson's banged up. He played full-time opposite Dobbs this week. You get to play Chicago, 4th most points allowed to wide receivers. I think they have Baltimore coming up, who has not been good against opposing wide receivers either. I mean, he already had Floor alone as a slot guy, as a slot guy for Green Bay. So I think regardless, if he's there, this is a nice solid flex option for you. He's had good games since he came back.
Yeah, I really like this pickup too. He's been solid, and with the Watson injury, that's going to be huge. Obviously, Kraft is already gone, so missing that as well. And yeah, getting worked back in, coming off of his IR stint. I think he's a great pickup and guy you can plug in right away. And he's got upside games like we've seen in the past with all the Packers wide receivers at any given week.
Which always makes you a little hesitant. Like you clench your, you hold your breath a little bit.
But if you hit it right, it could be a huge week for you.
Because you're like, oh shit, should you maybe pick up Wicks? I don't know. Listen, don't look at me. We might be playing around with the prop market.
Reed's the guy you can trust, I think.
Yeah. I think Reed is the right direction to go as far as those wide receivers. We just partnered up with Kelce, a real money prediction market legal in all 50 states. In all 50 states, you can trade tons of markets in sports, including NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, and more. You can even trade props, first touchdown props. You can, even what do we got? Weather, politics, entertainment. You can trade anything, get $20 when you use promo code SGPN. That's it. Underdog. Underdog's your home for pick'em entries where you can win up to 5,000x. You guys are getting a rare NBA pick'em entry from me. Kat, aka Sis, lower 5.5 first half rebounds, and Jaren Jackson higher 22.5 points and rebounds. That's going to get you 3x your monies. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with code SMALLS. I'm laughing. I'm not going to say it if you're listening to the Verge. If you see what Trevor said, I was maybe going to say that, Trev. Yes, I did. It was slipping out. Forgot I was on the show here. All right, let's talk some start or sit questions. Did you hear me almost say that? I was going to say clench your butt. I was going to say clench your butt. I really was. It was an accident. I've been all over the place today, traveling in this week. So yeah, so it's been a little loosey-goosey on the show this week. This question comes from Trevor, speak of the devil. Fannin or Kelce? Bills have the Browns. Ooh. They've been great against the tight end this season. Only allowing, I think, 4.3, 4.4 fantasy points per game. Is Kelce going to miss his boyfriend so much he doesn't do anything? I don't know. but I'm probably going Kelce here still, especially with Minshew starting.
I'm all in on Fannin for this.
Yeah.
Look, Fannon's as much as Shedeur is not good and sucks. Fannin has been great throughout the season, especially with Njoku missing. And I don't know what Njoku's status is, but I don't think he'll be playing this week. We'll have to see on that. But Kelce scares me. Yes, Minshew's coming in. It's going to be a safety blanket for him underneath, but we've already seen, I mean, we saw it 2 games ago where Kelce basically just quit and let the ball get intercepted at the end of the game. Now they're eliminated. There's nothing to play for. His butt buddy's gone in Patrick Mahomes. Like, Kelce really scared me that he's not going to show up at all.
You're right. And he did do like the drama I was saying yesterday when he like knocked on that was so dramatic, knocking on the locker room.
Well, and then his on the sideline, like he's sitting back with his head back, like, oh, poor me. Like, he's got Taylor Swift to think about. I just don't. He's great, right? He's one of the greatest tight ends we've ever seen, and he can have good days. But this just feels like a spot where they're out. It doesn't matter anymore. He has actually been a great receiver or a great tight end for fantasy purposes. But with the exception of a few games, right? That game against Houston was horrendous, but he's had some huge days and he's been consistent throughout the season. So I'm not saying don't play him if he's your option, but Fannin, I think, is just flying under the radar.
He's been tight end really too overall. Look at me. I haven't been paying attention.
He's been good.
I don't think I have a single team with Kelce on it.
I'm in a lot of leagues, so that's cheap.
I think he hurt my feelings as I was betting on him a lot in the beginning of the season, and he wasn't hitting his longest reception. And then I was like, I think we're out on you for a little bit.
Yeah, and he's been solid. I mean, 14 points this past week, 15 against Dallas. I guess depending on what you're looking at, this is PPR, but 24 points against Denver, 21 points against.
He does
Washington.
get Tennessee though.
It is Tennessee, so that's the thing. And like Minshew is probably going to hyper target him, so I don't think he's a bad play. I just, as weird as it is to trust a Shedeur target more, I think that Fannin's been really good and will continue to be good. Yeah.
This next question I'm adding just because I did want to ask you a follow-up about Mr. Justin Jefferson. Things are not pretty. It's not pretty right now. Debbie asks, JJ or Slayton? Listen. If you have Justin Jefferson, I know it's disgusting. It's now or never for him versus the Giants secondary. I can't. It's bad though. It's not pretty.
Man, it's what a crazy world. Like, go back to the beginning of the season and tell yourself that you're going to be talking in fantasy semifinals week about Justin Jefferson versus Darius Slayton, and just like, where do you think the seasons have gone at this point in time?
Like in my head, I can just hear myself saying, he's quarterback proof. He's quarterback proof. Like all preseason. That's all I said. It's all I said. Man. I was so wrong. He's basically out there as a decoy. 9 has this connection with Naylor. If JJ's going to have a good game, it's going to be this one.
Yeah, but shouldn't it have been Washington 2 weeks ago?
Right. Keep saying it.
Yeah. I like, as weird as it is. So I guess maybe it depends on your matchup, and you have to factor that in a lot of times, right? If it's close projected, I might go with Slayton because I think there's a floor there and you're going to get a decent day.
Yeah.
And if you need a bigger day, JJ can.
If you need the bigger day, I agree with you there.
With JJ because he can get you the big day, and he's got. But I think we're to the point where don't just keep playing JJ because he's JJ. I think you really do have to consider your options because he's not getting it done.
And there's a lot of emotions coming out. I'm like talking from a biased standpoint that I'm pissed off that Slayton dropped all those balls that I just can't do it.
But
I'm not going to do
it. Slayton's been pretty solid. I mean, he's got a good floor on a week-to-week basis. Like,
yeah, it's solid. It's fine.
He's scoring points more than Jefferson is. I mean,
yeah, it's fair. But like, you can't get 10 targets and come down with 4 balls. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? It's just, it's got to be.
But he's getting 10 targets, so that's a positive, right?
Fair. We'll see. I don't know, but then do they also go a different direction? Is it a Wan'Dale week, and then we don't see Slayton as much? We'll see how that plays out. David Dorr asks.
That's a tough. No, benching Jefferson is so tough.
You can't. I would feel so dirty doing that. Yeah. Does he? Okay, here's a question for you. Does he fall out of the first round next year? Because I think
9 is still the quarterback,
I think he does.
Probably, because I think you can't trust him.
Right now, I'm not drafting him in the first round.
What do you think they're going to do for the quarterback? Like, it feels like they have a window here, and if you just keep waiting for McCarthy to be the guy, why not bring in a Mac Jones? Like, I would feel so much better about somebody like that, or at least to compete with him. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they're in a pretty bad cap spot for some reason.
They're in a horrible cap spot.
Right?
So it would have to be somebody.
Did I make that up? I was going to say, did I make that up? Or they really needed this year
No,
to
it's like, like they need to dump some people. They should trade Justin Jefferson to the Patriots is what they should do. But I would definitely take him in the first round then.
Yeah. That's funny. I would too. All right. David Dorr asks, who he wants to know who to start at quarterback. He has Herbert, Purdy, or Shuck. Herbert's is at Dallas, Purdy at Indy, Shuck versus the Jets. Where are you at?
Oh,
it's a tough one.
It is a tough one, really, because Shuck has been pretty good.
I know.
I think that doubt, like not playing a stud against Dallas, though. So, man, the Jets are just so bad, dude.
I think the right thing to do is to play Herbert. Dallas has literally been the worst team against opposing.
Yeah, but Herbert too, like
I know
the injury, and if they can rely more on the running game and Andy's not scored well here recently. Granted, it's been some pretty good teams, but even Vegas a couple of weeks ago, like not the best day ever. I think I might lean Shuck because that offense has been going well. And back to the running back conversation we were having earlier, depending on who ends up playing, they may lean on him to run a little more. I mean, 8 for 32 last game,
That's
7
true.
for 55
I forgot that
against Tampa. Like he's got that ability. He scored the 2 rushing touchdowns a couple of weeks ago, and that was against Tampa too, like a respectable defense.
Yeah, fuck it. I think it is Shuck. Like I especially the Jets are still bad against the opposing quarterback. Not as bad as Dallas has been, but he has more rushing upside here.
Yeah, I think he's the play. And like he's just like little dump offs too. I mean, even to Olave, the guys that can break things against this horrible defense. Yes, shuck it, as Connor says.
Shuck it. Shucks. I don't know. The Shuck thing is whatever. Saints fans
again, that's where like you have to take your bias out of it, because again, you go back to the beginning of the season and you're like, oh, Shuck or Purdy or Shuck or Herbert. Like,
I had to start.
What kind of question is this?
Yeah, I know.
But you make those adjustments, and that's what wins you these leagues and these titles.
Yeah, absolutely. Austin 316 has Bijan starting. Who should he RB2 be? Breece Hall, Kyren Williams, or Woody Marks?
Kyren. It's not even close. Kyren, because Kyren, again, not to spoil all of my Thursday night props when we get to that section, but going to be playing him. But with Davante Adams being out, all of those touchdowns Kyren was getting last year have been vultured by Adams this year. They're going to go back to Kyren, and Kyren's been an absolute stud down the stretch here. This is easily Kyren. It's not even like close. I don't have to think about it at all. Kyren's the guy you play, in my opinion.
I don't disagree. I kind of lean Woody Marks here. Actually, I do, because I think Kyren, it just feels like we're getting so much work from Corum.
Yeah,
and maybe
that hasn't mattered. Like he's still, even though, yes, Corum is taking stuff, you might get vultured. I mean, 21 points last week, 17 points, 13 against Carolina. Fine. And the other thing is, this is on Thursday night. It's against Seattle in a, like, whoever wins this is probably winning the NFC West. So this isn't a game against Carolina where you're saving Kyren. Like, this is what they're saving Kyren for.
Is for this game.
This is basically a playoff game almost for them. I mean, I think you have to treat it that way. And Puka, too. I don't know if you've seen the videos on that Puka injury that was cramps, quote unquote, when he clearly got knocked out. But he might not be 100% either. I think they're going to rely heavily on him. And like played Seattle earlier this year and had a great game. 12 rushes, 91 yards, got in the end zone, had a couple catches. Seattle defense is good, yes, but this is an easy Kyren.
Cool. Is there a defense that you're interested in streaming? This person has Lions and Panthers and doesn't trust either. Is there another one that you would recommend?
The Saints are actually an interesting one.
Exactly who I have.
Because of the Jets matchup. Minnesota is interesting against
those are the
Giants.
two I have down here.
Even Kansas City, because who's Kansas City? They play in Vegas, right? So no, who are they?
No,
they're playing Tennessee, even better.
Yes.
Although Tennessee's offense has been a little better.
Yeah.
Kansas City's definitely
sure.
It'll be interesting to see how that team reacts not being in the playoffs. Like if everybody just kind of quits, I guess.
It will be interesting. Like, I don't know if I see that happening, but
I don't think so either. And like, they're still pros. I think they're gonna, and it's Tennessee. Like, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, and then they can do the whole we're doing it for Patty, like the whole that's just they love to do that stuff.
And you get a Gardner Minshew win. I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah, always. Before we talk some Thursday night football here, we're brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Novig, you're getting the best prices. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5. If you use our promo code SGPN, get in on the action with Novig. Promo code SGPN. Rhythm has crushed NFL all season long, especially on props. They've been really good at identifying when to take those unders. Let's pull it up here and find one of their unders for Thursday evening. Let's see what Rhythm's working with here. What do we got? Actually, they like for the Patriots, actually. They like Austin Hooper to go over 3.5 receiving yards, -111 here. That's a smart signal detected. So we're going to go smart signal detected by Rhythm here.
I like it. It.
Use code SGPN25 when you download, get 25% off. So let's talk a little Thursday night football.
Real quick, Matthew has a question, and I feel like since it's our quarterbacks, we should answer.
Dart.
Jackson Dart or Drake Maye. I mean, come on. It's an easy Drake Maye. Drake Maye has been like #2 quarterback on the year. He performs each and every single week. Baltimore defense isn't that good.
Sure.
Easy Drake Maye for me. Dart's fine to start if you need to, but I think if you're having that decision, it's Maye.
Yeah. If you're in a situation where it's Dart, I know I got another question. It was Dart or I don't know. Maybe it was Dart or Lamar, Dart or someone. If you're again like looking for upside, I don't hate the idea of taking Dart because he still has the rushing upside despite everyone wanting to.
Well, he doesn't care. Like he's just gonna.
He doesn't give a fuck. I don't know how many times I have to tell you guys. He doesn't care. He does not care. I will be parlaying him and JJ to get into the end zone because I mean we cashed JJ plus 400, plus 450, whatever it was during that game. They're eager to run. Dart hasn't gotten into the end zone in a couple weeks, so I could see him trying to get in there. But let's talk about Thursday night football. We got NFC West battle. Rams at Seahawks. They're both 11-3. I believe we still have a pick 'em unless something has changed since I was looking at the line. Total sitting at 44.5. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, I was seeing I think it moved to 1.5
in
favor of Seattle, surprisingly.
Interesting.
At least that's what I was seeing. So
okay. I do see that.
Yeah, as far as the game goes, I'm taking the Rams at plus 1.5. The Rams have won 4 of the last 5 against Seattle. The one they lost was last January, and Jimmy G was starting that game. Stafford was out, and they barely lost it by 5 points. It was 30-25 at the end of the day. I think Seattle team has been for real. I think they've been really good. Randomly, they've been better on the road than at home, and this is a home game for them. But, there's some injuries on the Rams side of things. But Sean McVay in a big game like this, Matthew Stafford dealing the way he's been dealing. I just think that – and Seattle maybe is a little bit of a look-ahead spot, but Phillip Rivers.
I mean, that was – come on. 2 trips to the red zone and 6 field goals to fucking beat Phillip Rivers. Please. Yes, that's sickening. I can't even – I don't – look ahead or not. That's just ridiculous. The Colts had cornerbacks out. They had Buckner out. They had plenty of pieces out that game should not have gone the way that it did. But a lot of that comes down to Darnold, too. I didn't realize that he does lead the league in turnovers. If someone get me a line or somewhere that I can bet him to fumble this game, I would adore you for that.
Oh, yeah, and Luke with a great point. McVay did just have his kid this week, so the baby bump, it's McVay is not losing.
All right, the dad bonus. All right.
So, if you get the 1.5, fine, but might as well just take the Rams on the money line, I think, because I'm all over LA in this one. And
then you look at McVay's record too in December over his last 20 games, 17-3. They're already 2-0 in December right now. Last 2 games, 86 points and 500 plus yards. Yeah, I think I'm okay with taking the Rams here. I am with you. I like the value on taking both of these guys to throw an interception. If you want to parlay them, you can parlay them at plus 246. but Stafford's plus 104. He didn't throw an interception for 8 straight weeks. He's thrown 3 the last 3 weeks. Yeah. Puka seems a little banged. Whatever is going on with Puka, don't have Davante Adams. Now they're up against Seattle. I have talked relentlessly about their secondary. I think that this is a spot where at the plus 104, we take Stafford. And then Darnold, there's a minus 120. Shop it because I see it all the way at minus 154.
Yeah, I like that. I like both those. Parkinson, we talked about earlier, Colby Parkinson, the tight end. I love him. I wasn't seeing a line out there yet, but Underdog does have his projection set, 36.5. Love the higher than on that, or in betting purposes, the over. He went 7 for 75 with a touchdown last week against the Lions, 5 for 32 with a touchdown against the Cardinals, 5 for 27 against the Panthers, 4 for 41 against Tampa. Since Higbee's gone out, he's been a very reliable target. With Adams is listed as questionable. I don't see any way Adams plays. And if he does, with that hamstring, as much pain as he was in, I don't think he's going to be overly productive anyways. Parkinson's going to be a great red zone target if they need it. He's going to get his opportunities. Like you said, Puka kind of banged up. But he had some good games earlier in the season, even when guys were healthy and around. 5 for 41 against San Francisco, 3 for 47 against Jacksonville. He's got 6 touchdowns in the last 6 games. So this offense trusts him. Stafford trusts him. I really like going over his over, again, probably around 36.5 yards.
Yeah. And there's not a lot of weaknesses for Seattle's defense, but one of them is they're 26 in DVOA versus tight ends. I like it. I also like, if you want to sprinkle on I don't bet a lot of first touchdowns anymore. I did last night bet them at, I think it was 15-1. I see it down to 11-1. Some places shop this around. There's still a 13-1 on the green book. Davis Allen's been involved in like small amounts. I haven't found any lines out on him, but he will probably be someone. I'll finalize the card tomorrow on tomorrow's show. I do see Colby up at 35.5 for receiving yards. The over is minus 110.
Yeah. Perfect. Love it.
Yeah.
And then the other one I really like, Kyren Williams, anytime touchdown plus 105. And actually, I'm going to ladder this. You can get his 2 touchdowns at 8-1. 3 touchdowns is 45-1.
Hell yeah.
Again, without Adams, he is going to be the go-to guy in the red zone. Luke was asking about thoughts on the over. I do think this is going to be an offensive game. I think we're going to kind of see a bit of a shootout. And I think Kyren's going to be their guy. He's got a touchdown in 3 straight games, 6 of the last 7, and you're getting him at plus money at the plus 105. He had 1 against Seattle when he had the 91 yards earlier this year. And he's got 3 touchdowns in the last 3 games against Seattle. So, I'm very, very high on Kyren this week.
Love it. Sweet. I have one more. I'll probably give out a few more on tomorrow's show, but Stafford's longest completion, actually under 33.5 at minus 114. He didn't go over the last time they met. Only Jacoby Brissett, Brock Purdy, and Baker Mayfield have gone over all season on their longest completion. The last time that quarterback went over was 6 weeks ago, and it was Jacoby, and it was right at 34. So this team is just locking it up. I think that, again, it could be 32. It could be, I think they have Puka set at the lowest I've seen his longest. Let's see. I think it was 25.5, which usually we're seeing that 27.5. So Vegas knows the situation as well here with Seattle's, 25.5. So I do like Stafford to go under his longest completion of 33.5 at minus 114.
Yeah, I like that as well. And one final one for me is going back to the Kyren Williams. Well, over 55.5 rushing yards is insane. Yes, Corum's been getting some work, fine, but he's still been producing. 78 against Detroit last week, 84 against Arizona, 72 against Carolina. He had 91 when they played Seattle just a month ago.
Yeah.
114 against New Orleans, 73 against San Francisco. So like tough defense, fine, still has been going over this. And again, they've been saving him, and it's 4 games like this. It's for the playoffs, yes, but also this game. I think that Kyren is going to be heavily leaned on in this one. 55, I think, is a great number. I think they're sleeping on him a bit because of the Corum work, because of whatever. Sure. But give me Kyren all day in this one.
Yeah. I might play around with his longest reception, maybe. What is he even doing? I could see him get a catch here, especially with the team a little bit banged up. Yeah. It's 6.5 at plus 100. Sure. I'll add that right now. Yeah. He's gone over 2 straight weeks. He's usually good for one catch for a couple yards here. So I will take
10 last week, 9 the week before. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. We're going to get out of here. Let people know where they can find you. When does NASCAR? I don't even know when NASCAR starts. I'm an asshole. I don't even know when NASCAR starts.
That's okay. Daytona 500 is the week after the Super Bowl. So that's really when the season fires up. Okay. It's only 61 days if you're keeping count. By the way, I am doing over at the NASCAR Gambling Podcast YouTube channel, I'm doing a daily video. We're counting down the days till the Daytona 500. Best bet every single day. New York Knicks tonight if you're interested in jumping on that one. So, but finding something to bet on every single day. I'm the NASCAR guy with Rod, but I do a lot of other stuff. SportsGamblingPodcast.com, tons and tons of articles over there. Lots of NFL content, college football, anything else Adam will let me write, I write for. So you can follow me on the X at Husker_Zeeb. You can find all my work there. I share it all over there. Dabble in some AF1 stuff when that comes around. If you're into the arena football, just love sports, all of it. So follow me over there.
Absolutely love it. I appreciate you coming on. Let's get you on again here soon. I will see you guys tomorrow. No Thursday show. I am traveling again for the 400th time in the past couple months. I know, but 6 p.m. Eastern live on the channel. I will be back. I'll see you then. Like, rate, review the pod. Tizzle, tizzle. See you later.
Stephie Smalls Show, sports gambling. Play some bets on winners and catastrophe. If you want to know where to put the money, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday is the place to be.